Hello everyone, how are you today? So my name is Terry Kao, your DB officer for this semester for 2017. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you guys on how to pick out the right information. And conceptual stuff is important, but in this video I'm not gonna be emphasized on that. So how to run EL model? Pretty much like the first step, you guys gonna figure out the entities and the relationship. Like the rectangle box or diamond box. That's you have to draw out in the beginning. Second step is that you guys gonna figure out their cardinalities and their participation rule. Pretty much like figure out like the maximum number cardinalities, and after that's gonna be the minimum number. Either like entities has to have to participate in that relationship or not. Step three, you guys can go ahead. After that, you're gonna go ahead and assign their semantic integrity constraints. So pretty much like everything related to deletion rules, set null, other stuff. And finally, you guys gonna go back to the node and assign their entities and attribute. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna jump straight into the text for you. So usually, like the first step, I would suggest you're gonna do is that you guys gonna read through the whole thing and to see like pretty much a general picture of everything. As I mentioned on our step one right here, you have on step one you guys have to figure out like the entity and the relationship because they're like the bare bone for the whole model. First, I'm gonna read out everything so that you guys can follow along and work on it together. So some but not all employees are assigned a computer. Okay, so this is a really good starting point. So usually entities has to be a noun. So I'm gonna pull out my highlighter. I like blue, so I'm gonna put blue in my first entities. Are assigned a computer. So if you guys read through the sentence right here, you guys gonna see that like are assigned, it's gonna be our relationship because the relationship must be a verb. So I'm gonna go ahead and put like yellow right here. And now you're gonna see that are assigned a computer. So which means you guys already saw the second entities right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and also highlight it in blue. So pretty much like after you guys know about all the part that you just go ahead and draw out like an entities and the relationship that based on it. So in this sense, based on the information we have, I'm gonna go ahead and draw out using the box that I already put right here. You can draw out relationship between them. So pretty much like in the papers, you can go ahead and draw everything out in here and just drag and drop everything because I'm doing it in the computer. So pretty simple. So you have to go ahead and put in the employee word right here and for add in the entity box. And entity box is always gonna be a rectangle. So an employee is just gonna do like an employee. I would suggest doing like uppercase because always be like that. And computer, yeah, go ahead and put in the computer. And for relationship, you guys can be flexible with your word choice, with anything. So in here we have assign. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put in the assign. It's the best practice to follow along with the context. Any word is okay, but following along with the context is important. So pretty much the second step is that you guys take a look at the participation as well as the cardinalities rule. You know, participation is going to represent the minimum number and maximum, and cardinality is going to represent the maximum number. I would suggest starting out with finding the minimum number first, and after that we're going to go to find cardinalities, starting with like participation, which if the entities has to participate in a relationship or not. So reading through the sentence at first, in the first sentence you're gonna see it mean immediately right here. So it's saying some but not all. Think about it. It's like some employee are assigned computer, but not all of them has to be assigned computer. I'm gonna go ahead and put like a 0 right here for minimum. For participation, I'm gonna go ahead and highlight it in pink. Yeah, assign a computer. Okay, so I couldn't find anything right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next sentence. So each computer can be assigned to at most one employee but can remain unassigned. So which means you can the keywords right here, can remain unassigned, which means the minimum participation right there. I mean which means like an optional participation right there. So you're gonna go ahead and put a 0 right there too. Some computer can, not all of them has to be assigned, some of them be assigned. So I'm gonna also highlight it in pink. And the next things that I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna show you guys how to look for the maximum number, which means the cardinalities of this relationship. I would suggest you guys to do is that, like, going to the text again. So I'm gonna go to everything right here, and I can't pick out anything because everything's already utilized. So reading on to the second sentence, you can see that, like, each computer can be assigned to at most one employee. Okay, so exactly at that moment you guys know that, oh, I hit the jackpot right there. At most usually meaning that, like, maximum, and I'm gonna go, and you guys gonna go ahead and highlight it, and in this case I'm gonna do green. And at most employees, so 1 is gonna be like a number 1 right here. I'm gonna put number 1 and also highlight it in green as well. Pretty much like what does it mean by this sentence? That, like, it is saying that, like, a maximum of 1 computer is assigned to an employee. Yeah, maximum of 1 computer. That's it. And the way to figure it out is pretty easy. To figure out, like, which side is gonna be on is pretty easy. So it starts with computer, and it start out with computer. Pretty much like exactly yes, and that it's gonna be staying on the computer side. So I'm gonna go ahead and put number 1 right there. Slow computer. Okay. And moving on to the final sentence, saying that, like, an employee can be assigned more than 1 computer, which means, like, it's pretty much straightforward. An employee can have, like, a more than 1 computer. He can have, like, laptop, desktop, yada. So I'm gonna go ahead and highlight it in green. Perfect. And go ahead and put an N word right there. An N word. There we go. Okay, so yeah, pretty much like following the same formula. Employee can be assigned, and exactly you guys see that, like, the sentence start out with employees. You go ahead and put, like, the N word in the employee side, and there you go. That's how you guys find out the participation and the cardinalities of the relationship. So next step I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna go through, like, everything right here, and just continue on finding another relationship or entity involved. So we're gonna go ahead and start to see if there's any cap, like, a relationship and entities involved. And I would suggest like you guys go down right here to see, like, the list of everything. She pretty much, like, keep everything handy, really handy. So there's only gonna be 3 entities that is involved in this quiz. So there's only 3 of them, and so I'm gonna go ahead and see if, like, there's any cap, like, just like step 1 and step 2. I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's any cap, like, relationship or entities involved in the next following sentence. So reading, have a quick glance right here and a quick glance right here. I couldn't find anything that's related to entity and relationship, so that I'm gonna go ahead and mark it in gray. Go the and just want to keep you guys heads up. If you guys were not sure the information in the sentence involve an entity or relationship or not, you guys can go down here to this part right here, and you can see that there's gonna be, like, 3 entities right there: computers, employee, and project. So after we confirm that there's nothing related to entity and relationship in here, we're gonna go ahead to see the next sentence, and it's saying right here, employee are assigned to work on project. Perfect. So we're gonna go ahead to go back to step 1 right here. So employee, we already have employee right here, so you don't have to create a second one. Are assigned to work on project. Okay, so go just like the previous step, we're gonna go ahead and highlight in blue. Are assigned, it's gonna be in yellow, and work on project is gonna be in blue again. So gonna go ahead and drag down this part right here, and you guys can do this faster in paper. Let's go ahead and Oops, look a little bit ugly, but it's okay. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and create another entities right here, saying that it's gonna be like a project. Of course, it's gonna be in the uppercase project, and assigns. Yeah, it's okay to be like using the same word. So I'm gonna go ahead and put assign right there second time. Okay, going back to the sentence, you can so okay, so you can see that like there's gonna be special case right here, an employees with an S. So go ahead and highlight it. It's gonna be so many. Work on project. Okay, project as well as gonna be like it's have an S in the end too, which means like there's many project as well as many employee. So definitely you guys can figure it out. It's gonna be like an M to N relationship. And for the quiz, she gonna expect you guys to break it down into like a smaller relationship and entities. So gonna go ahead and bold it. Like the previous part, I'm gonna go ahead and try to find the participation rule that is happening in this relationship. So reading to the first sentence, employee can be assigned to work on many projects. Doesn't mean anything related to participation. But the good thing is that like when you read to the second sentence, you see that like do not have to be assigned, which means optional. So optional participation. So I'm gonna go ahead and highlight it in pink. And yeah, I'm gonna put a 0 right there, and there you go. Like you found out the participation for the employee right here to work on any project at all. Okay. And the next sentence, you can see that each project must have at least one employee. Okay, so must have at least. You guys hit the checkpoint right there when you guys see the word at least, because at least gonna mean the minimum number. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the pink highlight right there with the one with number 1. And as a general rules, whenever you guys can see the sentence start with an entities, probably it's gonna be like that rule gonna be on that side. So I'm gonna go ahead and put like a bracket right there on the left. I'm gonna go ahead and since I do not have to be assigned, which means 0, I'm gonna go ahead and put 0 right there. And for like an participation for the for project right here, and go ahead and like drag create a bracket for them and put 1 right there. So that's how you guys finish the participation. For M2N relationship, pretty much like this relationship already told you guys what's gonna be like the maximum number for the cardinality sign. So just gonna go ahead and put M and N at the end. Boom, there you go. You guys have this finished for you right there. And the next step I'm gonna show you guys is that like you have to break it down to the gerund. Yeah, gerund, which means like a weak entities involve you also like weak relationship. So just to go straight forward to the to how you guys gonna do it, and I'm not gonna be explaining like conceptual stuff right now. So the first step I would suggest you guys gonna do is that like make it a little bit wider and turning. So you guys have you guys gonna keep like this part right here, the part that we initially create in the beginning, these two, and you guys gonna transform assign into a weak entities. The weak entity is that like it's gonna look like a a double border entities. So it's gonna look like this, and you're gonna go ahead and change the word assign to like it's nouns from assign to assignment. There we go, and yeah, uppercase as well. So yeah, after you got like the entities right there, next step you're gonna do is like you guys gonna put in the weak relationship. Pretty much like you guys gonna draw out another diamond, right here. Put it a little bit closer. Oh, come on. There we go, perfect. And you guys gonna change the name in there, And I would suggest like the good practice that you guys can use the first 3 words of the entities that is belong to, and follow that format and saying a verb after that. So for in this case, I'm gonna do emp underline and work. The word choice is pretty much like the word choice pretty much liberal. You can choose any word as long as it makes sense. So I'm gonna do work, and right here in the answer sheet, she's saying she doing like PRG, so it's just gonna go ahead and do follow with that format, and also work as well. Work as well. Okay, there we go. And yeah, and it's gonna be also as well as like a weak relationship right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put like another diamond outside. Check fill, no fill. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. And to finish everything up, you guys gonna create another entities, right? Another like the bracket right here. And as a just remember, it's as a math formula. When you guys do this quiz, it's all gonna be always become 1 and 1 in the middle. Just remember, it's as a math formula. So 1 to 1, and everything's gonna be staying in the middle. And the way that you guys gonna read this relationship, it's just like it just means the same thing at this sentence, right? Employee are assigned to work on project, but this weak entities, right, is serving as like a bridge between employee and project. And why is that? I'm gonna explain it in another blog post, but just for this quiz right now, that's how you guys break it down. So after we already finished finding out all the parts, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing again of looking through the text if we're missing anything. In this case, we don't miss anything, and I look through this part right here already. And you guys can stop at whenever you guys like, because this part pretty much gonna talk about the attributes. So let's go ahead and highlight it in gray, and we're gonna go to step 3, which is assign a semantic integrity constraint. So when you read through the text right here, you can see that there's a word cancel, deletion, and pretty much nothing related to attribute or entities or relationship. You guys know that exactly it's gonna be at step 3. So pretty much like I already typed out the guide right here, which means like the restrict rule is gonna be on the parent side, and the cascade set null and set default is gonna be on the children side. And after that, it's gonna go ahead and go through the first sentence and walk through you guys on how to do it. I will be starting out with the first rule right here for the deletion constraint. And yeah, you guys can always go back to the previous, like a few seconds ago. So go back to our model right here and our project. Reading through the sentence right here, the first step I would suggest you guys do is that like figure out the parents and which one is the children. So in this sentence right, it's saying like if a project is cancelled, so that project is gonna be involved. Gonna go ahead and highlight it in blue. Delete on record associated with employees, so that employees are involved too, and employee assignment to that project. Pretty much like when you read through everything's right here, this should be cascade, because one stop is cancel, and you delete the rest of them. So the next step I would suggest to do is that like figure out which one is the parent and which one is the children. So in this quiz, and in this situation, the way that always is in here. I'm gonna put it down up here. So the easiest way to figure out like which one is going to be the parents and which one going to be the children is that you guys can look at the participation. So right there, you're gonna bold it. Participation, yeah, 0 and 1. And usually, you know, like if if um if entities does not have to be does not have to be involved in the relationship, usually it's gonna be a parent. And if you know an entity is has to be involved in the relationship, it's gonna be children. So in this case, project is gonna be children, and employee is gonna be the parent. And since like we already figure out like this gonna be cascade, you're gonna cascade when you go up here. Cascade is gonna be on the children side. So you guys gonna go ahead and put in the cascade word on the children side. Let me go ahead and copy this part right here. Okay, so we're gonna put a C right here, and that's how you did the first sentence. So moving on to the second sentence, reading through it, you can see that employees once again gonna be involved in this rule, and you gotta go ahead and gonna highlight in blue. Leaves the company. His computer become unassigned, so computer's gonna be entities involved in this rule. So looking at our model, you can see that like computers and employees gonna be the two. And looking at like the participation, it's hard to figure out which one's gonna be like the parent and which one's gonna be the children. So one thing I would suggest to do is that right there on the text, his company become unassigned, so it's become no. So pretty much like if this guy is out of the company, you guys just gonna go ahead and put the word and you means and the sign that like it's saying become unassigned. So pretty much like in this scenario, you guys gonna go ahead and put the N word right here. The big N word, the uppercase one. So N is gonna be on the computer side because it's gonna be pretty much the reason is that like think about it. It's like put the N word right here. This guy leaves, so the ends has the things that gonna be no is gonna be on the other entities. If you just put it in here, it does not make any sense because the employees already left, so why should I know that? So gonna go ahead and put it on the computer side. Moving on to the final rule, it's pretty much gonna be pretty straightforward right here. So it's saying like an employee, again mark it in blue, can leave if he's assigned to work on a project, in blue again. Okay, so they say that like can leave if he's assigned to work on the project. So from this sentence, you guys should already know that it's going to be the restrict because there's kind of something like tie him down right there. So in this situation, it's pretty simple because we already figure out that like employee is going to be the parent and project is going to be the children. According to the rule, restrict going to be under the parent side. So it's just going to go ahead and put the R word up there. R, there we go. Boom. Sorry, not boom yet. There we go. Okay, so and that's how you guys assign the rule, and we almost done, guys. Thank you for staying with me so far. And after that, we're gonna go ahead and do the rest of the gray stuff right here, which pretty straightforward. And so yeah, guys, we are almost done with the whole things, and thank you for bearing with me so far. Next step we're gonna do is that like we're gonna go ahead and assign the attribute based on the information provided. But before going to step number 4, I would suggest you guys go through everything and pretty much like read everything to make sure that you guys won't doesn't mean anything else. So assigning attribute, I would say like you guys have to, I'm gonna include like a blog post that have all the information right here so that you guys won't miss anything in order to prepare for the test. And you guys have to remember this type right here. I'm gonna go straight ahead to the information provided right here. So first I'm gonna go ahead and unhighlight it and read through everything for you guys. So information maintained for employee. So the first thing you guys gonna see that is gonna be belong to the entity of employee, which is right here. Include a unique employee number. Go ahead and mark that. Oh, and forgot to tell you guys that like you know, when you guys read up on stuff right here, you guys should go right here and check along with the information provided right here. So you guys can, as you can see, there's an entity of employees, employee number, name, and phone. So according to this tag right here, we already have the unique employee number right there. And next, it's gonna be including the name of the employees. Go ahead and bold. I'm gonna bold that. And information on employees, optionally a phone number. Okay, go ahead and bold that. So yeah, the two, we're going back to the first attribute right here. Employees is saying right here is going to be a unique employee number, so you know exactly is that like it's going to be a unique identifier, that is part right here. So in the text, she does not underline it right here, but I'm totally sure that it's going to be underlined because it's unique. So the first step you guys are gonna do is that like you guys gonna go to the model, put in the, you know, see the ice cream or, you know, lollipop right there with the fill, and you're just gonna go ahead and pretty much like type down the name accordingly to the text that she provide you in the quiz. I'm gonna go ahead and put in like the word EMP right there. EMP. Dang it. And of course, since like it's a unique identifier, you guys gonna go ahead and you guys gonna have to cap like underline it. And next, we're gonna go to the employee name information. So pretty much like there's nothing else beside, you know, saying that it's gonna be employee name. So you guys know exactly it's gonna be the attribute with the mandatory value. So it's gonna look like another silicone with the filling inside and with the name, but this time do not underline it. So go ahead and type the name because it's not unique, so you guys don't underline it. And finally, we have the optionally a phone number. Optionally mean that it has an optional value. So yes, the employees may have, you know, not submit a phone number in the database. So what it's gonna look like is like, you know, another silly lollipop with like a, you know, a blank circle. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it right here. Oops, it looks skinnier, but anyway, it's not important. Okay, so yeah, okay, put it right there. Okay, so just the same as the other stuff, you're gonna go ahead and put name down, and boom, there we go. Put in the font right there. Okay, so yes, pretty much like after reading through everything, yeah, that should be done. There's nothing right there. And I'm gonna go ahead to the second sentence, which involve like a computer. So go ahead and gonna highlight it in blue, and look right here, we're gonna have like 3 attributes. It's listed right there, saying like identified by unique serial number. Pretty simple, straightforward. All the information that must be maintained for computer, including the time, processor speed. So yeah, 2 number that type and processor speed. Type and processor speed. Okay. So you guys look down right here, serial number. It's gonna be like unique, so it has to be underlined also. Time and processor speed, pretty much like there's nothing related to optional or composite, yada yada yada. So we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing. I'm gonna bring the silly lollipop right there. 3 of them should be all, you know, should be all solid fill right there. So we're gonna go ahead, just do the same thing as everybody else. And I would say like in case of you guys don't, you know, like did not study and anything, you guys can go ahead and, you know, take a look at the attribute and, you know, doing some point right there by, you know, just drawing the silicone, because these stuff are just, you know, remembering and really straightforward. So back to the things, it's gonna be like employee, oh sorry, computer. So go ahead and put in the same things right there. Say no. Represent a serial number, and next thing is gonna be the type. The type, like right here, type Professor Speed without any special addition. So gonna go ahead and type right there, and finally it's gonna be Professor Speed. Processor speed. Okay, there we go. So go ahead and unhighlight it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and unhighlight it. And when you're reading through the part right here saying that employee is assigned to work on a project, the number of hours must be recorded. And you may be tempting to, oh, this is gonna be the entities that involve everything again. But when you look down here, yeah, there's nothing such as, the number of hours that is, that is considering an attribute in the employee entities. So pretty much like you get, because like it's gonna be on the next page, you can know exactly that's gonna be the assignment right there. And assignment, why is there's the entity assignments right here? The reason is that because the previous relationship assigned right here has already been broken down into like a weak entity. So it's as an entity have to have some kind of attribute assigned to it too. So next thing I would say is that like go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and bold it, and just stick along with the like the context provided, because in here they're saying that there's gonna be employee number and project number, but just stick with like the things provided with you right there. I'm gonna go ahead and according to this step right here, it's gonna be like nothing gonna be special about it, so it's gonna be another silly lollipop with the field, which means the attribute with the mandatory value. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the word hours in there, so it's gonna be hour. And finally we go to the part saying that information maintained for project. Okay, so project, it's gonna be the entities that gonna be involved right there. I'm gonna go ahead and highlight it in blue. Include a unique project number, bold, and must include project name, budget, and type. Yeah, so pretty much like it's pretty straightforward, like everything else. And I'm gonna go ahead and skip this part into the point that I finished everything. Just after I have like type in everything, I'm gonna go ahead and like type in everything right there in the bare bone. Pretty much like these are not like complete yet, because you're gonna have to like rename it accordingly to the the database format. So I would say like according to the answer, you can do like you guys can do the name that like using the same format that I told you before about on the project and the AMP right here. So in this one you can either do like a CMP or COM or anything else, but pretty much like just make it easier to see. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix it into like a CMP serial. Man, this is quite long. And you're gonna go ahead and do the rest for everything in here. So like right here we type and just following the same format, and you guys gonna go ahead and do it for the rest of them. In here it's gonna be EMP, and with like the underline right there, EMP name. And same for project. He's gonna go ahead and your PJ name, and you're gonna do the rest for the other instant. I'm gonna go ahead and skip forward. After so pretty much after you guys have been finishing with all the format for for the attributes, I would say that like at this point you guys should be ready to submit the whole things for the professor in order to get an A out of your first quiz. I wish you guys best of luck for your quiz, and as always, thank you for following and support Miso. And also, in order to receive more, like a helpful tip as well, like a material in order to serve you guys for the next assignment, I would suggest you guys go to my blog at theorydamcount.com/blog, as well as like go to miso.slack.com for any direct message and like any question that you guys want me to answer, as well as like everybody to see. Once again, thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a nice day.